All right, welcome back to the Vanguard Show, part 2 of the season 1 finale. Woo! Again, the loudest one. Audience in the back, I'm gonna need y'all to stop eating my food and actually, cheer because you're doing too much. And look at the twin over there. Look at the twin just smashing my salad, just eating my food. Disrespectful. No, don't. Mm-mm. Okay. So I have this fine gentleman who is standing next to me, Mayor Roy Hoskins. Let's give it up. Village of Forest Park. He is also a congressional candidate for 7th District.
Yes, I am.
Thank you so much for being on the Vanguard Show.
Thank you for having me on your finale.
Absolutely. I got to save the best for last.
Okay.
You like that?
Yes, I do.
Well, I know how to put it on. I know how to lay it thick. Okay, listen. So you already got an idea of the Vanguard Show.
Yes, I do.
So I do have questions prepared for you.
Okay.
But I will pivot.
Okay.
And you just go with it. Because if you give me a really good answer, I want to unpack that answer.
All right.
So we're just going to flow.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
The purpose of this interview is that I want the people to get to know who you really are. They see you in so many different capacities, but I want them to know the person, the father,
okay,
the brother, the son, the lawyer.
All right.
All of those things.
All those things, huh?
And much more.
In 15 minutes?
10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes. Okay.
But you got this.
All right.
All right. So let's start off. Let's just get right into it. Who is Roy?
So like you said, I'm a father. I serve as mayor of Forest Park. I'm a husband of 29 years.
How long?
I've been mayor of Forest Park since 2019.
Look at that. Oh, wait, were you the first African-American elected?
First person of color, first non-white person elected to any role in Forest Park.
Wow.
So this is an important week, right? On Friday, we're going to say bye. We're going to send Reverend Jackson home. Mm-hmm. What you may not know about me is I began my political career working as an intern in one of Reverend Jackson's organizations. He founded something called the Citizenship Education Fund. So in 1997, when I was about to become a parent, I associated parenthood with community service. So I began volunteering for Reverend Jackson, and then they gave me a paid internship. So over the years, I followed what Push was doing. I learned about their strategies for expanding opportunities for Black people in business development, right? Construction, supply chain, audiovisual, owning TV companies, and had a lot of exposure that way. I was not involved in politics in the suburbs. I lived in Forest Park, but I did my work in the city. I was a graduate student. So I got my master's degree in social work in 1999. But I've been working for Push for about the previous 18 months. So I've maintained relationships with our organization. And this is an important week because we're going to say, like I say, we're going to send Reverend Jackson home. So it's an important thing. I wanted to get that out so that people will know that I didn't just start in Forest Park, right? I'm grounded in the movement of our people.
That's amazing. And I don't think a lot of people did know that.
Well, you brought it out of me, Victoria.
What, on the Vanguard Show?
On the Vanguard Show.
All things are possible.
Okay.
All right. So is it okay if I just call you Roy?
If you
do
want.
I
Yes,
have to
yes.
say Mayor? Is it okay if we just can
Can I call you Victoria?
You could call me Victoria.
Okay, well, thank you.
See, this is the side y'all don't see, Roy. I'm trying to tell you. He is hilarious. I love our conversations that we've had plenty.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee chats, and just in general, you are such a intellectual person on a whole nother level. You think differently. Your mind is so unique in such a way and beautiful. So I don't even think people understand the depth of who you are. And I wanted to bring you on the show because after we have conversations, I go back and I process the conversations. I'm like, oh, that's what he meant. That's really interesting. And if people don't take the time to really get to know you, they won't see that side of you.
Well, that's high praise. So thank you for that. So my service in Forest Park, it's a privilege to serve, right? Serving in Forest Park, serving Proviso Township, serving the wider community. And that's why I'm running. I want to increase what I can do for people. And being a Forest Park official gave me a platform. You know, every summer, right, we celebrate together, right? What do we celebrate in June?
Juneteenth, you better
We
understand.
celebrate Juneteenth together. Being a servant in Forest Park gave me a platform for that. So now, with Congressman Davis retiring, I'm seeking higher office so I can have a bigger platform so I could further advance our community, right? Whether it's through economic development here in Proviso Township, whether it's in economic development along that entire Eisenhower corridor, right? Because the Eisenhower runs through the 7th District from Berkeley to Balbo at the lakefront. And I see myself as something of a connector. You know, after studying social work, I went to work in economic development. I worked in the private sector as well as the public sector. And so I have some ideas about how to bring resources from the city to the suburbs. You know, we have what's called an enterprise zone in the suburbs. An enterprise zone is a geographic area set up to encourage investment and development. There's certain tax incentives that come with investment in the enterprise zone. Currently, there's a zone that includes Bellwood, Melrose Park, Maywood, and Broadview. We have a plan to develop another enterprise zone for the sole purpose of attracting development and investment in the west suburbs. I see it as a win for the entire region because it will create jobs and opportunities out this area that can benefit the west side as well as Chicago itself, and we can better connect the 7th District. So that's part of why I'm running Victoria.
I like that. So the 7th district is pretty large.
It is.
And of course, I tend to hone in on Proviso because that's where I'm at.
That's
right?
where we serve. Yes.
That's where we serve. That's where I live at. That's where I'm raising my son. But if we want to do an extension, right, to where the other half of 7th district, which is in the city,
Mhm.
right? Can you tell me what areas, first of all, covers 7th district? Because I
Sure.
don't think we all know.
The 7th District is pretty much all of Proviso Township, right?
Okay.
Maywood, Bellwood, Broadview, Hillside, Forest Park, Westchester, Oak Park, River Forest. Those are not Proviso Township. But then it's the west side of Chicago. So I think of it as the Eisenhower corridor, right? So yeah,
That's why you said that.
Austin.
Okay.
Garfield, you know, the Douglas Park area, Lawndale, all that is part of the west side, right? Is part of the 7th District. Then you get to the loop, the West Loop, the 34th Ward, the 42nd Ward, the Magnificent Mile, the 2nd Ward, you know, Old Town, Streeterville, that River North area. It's a Chinatown, Inglewood. It's a very diverse district.
Wow. I had no idea the 7th district was that large.
Mhm.
Okay, so that's a significant amount of area to cover and campaign. Wow. How are you doing that? Like, talk to me about the campaigning process. That's a lot of ground to cover.
It is a lot of ground to cover, but it's really not that big of a geographic area. You know, there are other congressional districts where a member would have to drive hundreds of miles to get to their, you know, ends of their district. I can get from, you know, Forest Park to downtown in, you know, 40 minutes in most cases.
In terms of knocking on doors, though.
Oh, well, it's been a process.
Yeah.
It's been a process.
I'm
So
sure.
going to every neighborhood,
Mm-hmm.
every ward.
Mm-hmm.
I've been doing this for nearly a year now. So it's all good.
So you've been on the campaign train for about a year now?
I had a conversation with Congressman Davis in February of 2025. And he indicated that he was probably going to retire. And he said, well, you should look at it. And so I've been looking at it. And so, yes, I've been at it for a year.
Let's talk about some of the issues that you might have heard while you're campaigning.
Mhm.
When you're knocking on doors, is there a theme, a repeat theme that you're hearing all the time, no matter where you're at, that you can say, okay, you know, my constituents or future constituents are really looking for?
Healthcare. Everyone wants to know what's going to happen with their healthcare, right? They feel like it's under attack. Housing. People want to see more affordable housing. Uh, they're just worried about our democracy. They're worried about the country. They're worried about the way the federal government has militarized ICE and how they've treated Americans, right? Americans are being killed by federal agents. And that's something that we haven't seen in over 50 years in this country. So people are afraid. Uh, Different groups have their own concerns, but I feel like my social work background kind of comes in to where I can actually listen to people and talk to them about their concerns and kind of figure out how to help them, ease some of the anxiety. But there's just so many challenges out there, right? The attacks on Department of Education, the attacks on healthcare, the attacks on science, the attacks on the CDC, and for parents not knowing how to vaccinate their children now because they're getting conflicting information. Crazy RFK is now anti-vaccine. How's that give any certainty to new parents? I've raised 4 children, and I think back to when I was a graduate school student and a new parent, and we were fortunate because if nothing else, we had sound health care. But today, measles is running rampant in the country, and that's a preventable situation. But we have bad leadership in Washington, D.C. right now, and so they're causing harm to the country. And I think people want to see good officials who will do the right thing, and they want to see officials with a track record for getting things done. And that's part of why I'm running. We got through COVID together, right? In the west suburbs and Proviso, we brought out resources. We set up a mass vaccination center right there in Forest Park. I worked with federal authorities, FEMA, Department of Homeland Security, the Congressman's office to some extent, Cook County Department of Health, the governor's office, the Speaker of the House, Cook County elected officials, and we put needles in arms and got through COVID. We secured our area. We kept Proviso Township from being looted. Remember when there was looting in 2020, right? May of 2020 in response to George Floyd's murder. We got through all that together. Proviso has come out stronger. And I feel like that experience has honed me and prepared me to go to DC to represent our community. I'm a suburban mayor. Mayors have to do with a lot of stuff, right? Mayors deal with police. Mayors deal with fire. Mayors deal with constituents. Mayors deal with external elected officials, external entities that impact our communities. But again, COVID and the experiences of the last 6 years have taught me how to work well with my neighbors, whether it's suburban or city or state officials. So I feel like I can take that experience and serve our entire district, despite its diversity, despite its density, and any other challenges that come our way. This is a intergenerational change. Part of my background is in economic development. So I'm looking at the transit systems. How do you move workers back and forth from the suburbs to the city and from the city to the suburbs? We have a lot of economic development opportunities just along that Eisenhower corridor, working with Black-owned engineering firms who can do a lot of the work, who can hire Black people, Black engineers, Black accountants. I have that experience, and I want to put it to use for our community.
I like that. This is a very competitive race you're in. So, what distinguishes you as the candidate, as the people choice?
There's a lot of choices for the people. What distinguishes me is my experience as a mayor, as a suburban mayor who's worked for over 30 years in the city of Chicago. I feel like we as suburban leaders know more about the city of Chicago than city of Chicago leaders know about the suburbs. But we're a big part of the 7th District. And so we have a very unique opportunity to have that congressional seat occupied by someone who's from the suburbs, who knows the suburbs, and who knows how to unlock the opportunities here in the suburbs for the benefit of the entire district.
Mention the suburbs. Proviso Township in general, if elected, what would you do for Proviso Township? And I'm saying that in general because we have Westchester, we have Forest Park, we have all of these different towns. So we're just going to say Proviso Township. What would you do differently than what Danny Davis has done for Proviso Township?
So I'm running on three things primarily: healthcare, housing, infrastructure, and development. Okay. The congressman has been great in terms of healthcare. He's made that the center of his career. Economic development, I think I have some ideas for how to develop the suburbs, like I was talking about, the enterprise zones, working with local mayors, working with economic development institutions already in the suburbs, not to neglect the ones in the city, but just bringing development to the suburbs. Congressman Davis, with all his experience, began his career as an alderman, right? 29th Ward alderman. Then he became the first Cook County District Commissioner. Then he became the congressman in 1995. But his start was clearly in the city. We're suburban elected officials, but I have so much experience in the city. That's why I feel like I'm equipped. But I would focus more on the suburbs, bringing development out here. There are some metropolitan areas where you can go, and it's like there's two downtowns. If you've ever been to Houston, Texas.
I have, but I love Houston, by the way.
So Houston has its downtown, but then you have the area around Herman Hospital. It's like a whole nother city, skyscrapers, whatnot. I'm not going to say Proviso is going to be that overnight, but we have so many opportunities because we have so much land in the west suburbs. So by establishing an enterprise zone, we can attract development. If they can extend the red line further south, we can extend the blue line further west. Again, economic development. I've already heard Mayor Harvey from Bellwood say he would like to see the blue line extended to his community. I think Joe Tamburino, the mayor of Hillside, would like to see it brought out further west, maybe even to Elmhurst, right? But we have to think big. And the federal government has the resources to get that done. We need to have high-speed rail coming through our communities to bring other economic development opportunities, to create jobs, to create opportunities for small business owners, to increase our home values, and just to spur growth. That's what I'm going to bring.
You talked about economic development in great detail, which is excellent. Thank you. You also mentioned affordable housing. What's your plan around addressing affordable housing?
One of the root causes of homelessness is what we have called over the last 20 years urban renewal. You look at the city of Chicago, they knocked down a lot of the CHA housing. They closed up a lot of the CHA housing. They did not replace that housing with affordable housing. So here we are with homeless all over the west suburbs. We need to have affordable housing built along transit nodes. As part of the new legislation that just passed in Illinois, the Northern Illinois Transit Authority, there are incentives to locate housing close to transit nodes along the rail. So you extend the blue line further west, you build housing around that transit. That's part of it. Other federal incentives available to developers, but you have to emphasize it. And that's something I plan to do.
Got it. Um, in terms of civil rights, you mentioned earlier that you were highly involved in, your career started in civil rights sector, if you will. And you also mentioned Juneteenth.
Mhm.
You obviously have a great balance with civic engagement and you're proud of your heritage. You being from Galveston, where Juneteenth started.
Absolutely.
I love Galveston too. I went there this past summer, fell in love.
All right.
Just FYI. And I thought about you. I was like,
I didn't know you were going. You should have let me know.
yeah, I should next time I will because the food is really good. And I'm always thinking about food. Ain't that a shame, you all? But the food is really good. The people are so nice. And I'm like, this is where Roy this is where he's from. I love it. And the beach, beautiful. I digress. Let me move forward. So, because I love Houston and I love Galveston. Tell me, why is cultural investment just as important as economic investment?
Everybody has to be able to thrive in this country. Culture, we have to be proud of our roots, proud of our heritage, not to the detriment of anybody else's heritage, right? So when I became a commissioner in Forest Park, I realized I had a platform. I wanted to see something to celebrate our community, right? So we found the Juneteenth pool party. We started that in 2009
Let's talk about that just for a second. Why a pool party?
because we had a great pool that was available. Okay, it was very cost
Okay.
effective for me. I'm being totally serious.
I believe you. I believe you.
You remember Eddie Murphy, the comedian?
Of course.
They used to do a skit on Saturday Night Live when they would kind of make fun of the fact that Black History Month was in February, right? And they'd say it was too cold to have a parade. So Juneteenth is something we can celebrate in the summer, right? But it was a chance for our children to reflect on our long history in this country. When I was in my 20s, I was part of a group of, we called ourselves the Next Leadership Generation. This was actually through Push. And we wanted to do mentoring in some of the public schools in the city. In the 1990s, they had this thing where they reconstituted certain schools. You're too young to remember that, I know. But some schools were reconstituted because they had, poor test scores. So a group of us, we're young, college-educated, proud Black folks. We wanted to mentor some children. But when we looked around the wider community, some of these kids, they had a hard time connecting to us, and we had a hard time connecting to them. And out of frustration, one of the young women who was part of our group said, listen, you're not supposed to be living like this. We're not supposed to be living in crumbling housing. We're not supposed to be living with these poor outcomes. This was done to us. We're not made to be like this. So that really got me thinking, right? We have to focus on where we truly came from in this community, in this country, and what was done to us from 1619 until the present. And it's never been equal for us. It's never been fair for us. So to invest in our own culture and our shared memory was a chance for the country, because whatever Black people do was cool, right? They used to hate hip hop, but now Jay-Z plans the Super Bowl, right? Whatever Black Americans do is cool, and everybody wants to do it with us. So we have to show them the way, and we had to show them, look, we have to frame it. This is where it started. This is that 244 years of our experience in this country. And they have to see that. We have to help them see that. So that's the cultural investment, and that's framing it. It's not a short-term thing. We're playing the long game here, right? But we can do it together. And just like we made hip-hop a very mainstream kind of thing where all the advertisers want to use hip-hop, we have this cultural capital because of what we've done in this country. So I want to be part of taking that to the next level and moving our people forward.
I like that you are really grounded in our history, especially in a time where our history is under attack. It's intentional with Black history being removed from schools, and how our history is American history. There's really nothing else to say. And so I can appreciate that you're grounded in that, and that if elected, I feel that you will definitely be one of the people in the forefront advocating for, our economic achievement in terms of our history and telling the whole story and not just part of the story.
Elective office gives us a platform. I try to use my platform.
And I think you use it wisely.
Well, thank you, Victoria.
You're welcome. So when people leave the voting booth, what do you hope they understand about you?
I hope they understand that elections are about the future, not the past. I have a vision for the future. I'm trying to share that vision with our wider community, with our allies, not just Black people. But this is leadership, and leadership doesn't just happen in a day. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint.
What makes you stand out?
You tell me.
This is not the time where you ask me questions, okay? We did that with everybody else. Mayor, don't be trying to ask me questions. So what makes Roy stand out is
What makes Rory
honestly,
stand out
yeah.
is I have a vision. Okay, I don't refer to myself in the third person, but I have a vision. I have a commitment to our community. I have a set of experiences. I have a set of relationships that I think distinguish me from the other candidates.
In addition, you have a passion to serve,
I do.
and you've been doing this for quite some time now.
Yes, I have.
Okay. So now we're going to move into the lightning round.
Mm.
And this is quick. That's why it's called lightning, okay? You ready? 3 words to describe Forest Park. Let's go.
Better than it was.
Leadership is
Serving.
the most misunderstood thing about being a mayor.
You don't have all the power.
That is so true. Now, you know, I was going to say that as a trustee. Because, you know, you really need the whole board, right?
You don't have all the power.
The trustees, we hold it down. I got to represent for the trustees out there and the commissioners. I got us. Okay.
When everyone has input in policy, policy is better received. So yes, you need the trustees,
Absolutely.
the commissioners, the wider community.
Yes. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
One issue people should research before March 17th.
Qualifications.
And when is early voting?
In the suburbs, it started March 2nd. It's already started.
When is election day?
March 17th.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Mayor. I appreciate you and your time.
Thank
You're
you,
always
trustee.
welcome to come back to the Vanguard show.
I appreciate that.
And thank you for being such a fantastic mayor in Forest Park.
Thank you for being such a great host. And let me be on your finale, your season finale. That's awesome.
Absolutely. You know, we got to represent Proviso.
And thanks for dinner.
You're welcome. You better not eat all my dinner either. All right. So up next, we have got KI. We've got the twins, Chris and Corey. Can you all come to the stage? I feel like we need some like hello. Uh-oh. Oh my God. Oh my God. Who? Oh my God. I was like, are we saving the best for the last? You know why? Because all the girlies love these men. So I wanted to make sure I kept their attention. So I made sure I waited for the very end for the twins, Chris and Corey and KI. Let's get your mics.
Check.
All right.
Check.
Check, mic. We need another mic.
Please, sir.
I love the twins. I'm like,
There you
we'll
go.
share.
He got you one right there.
Is this a Christian show?
No, but don't start. Here we go. I'm telling y'all. Okay. What is going on? Look, K, I look like he got a whole facial for the show. I mean, I'm just saying. Yeah. He got his glow. What you been using? The Korean the glass face stuff. I mean, see, you know, because you use that Korean skincare. Oh, I'm trying to tell you.
I've been hearing about that. No, it's just a little black soap, little water. You know,
Little black soap.
That's all.
This is KI, everybody. And
How you feeling? How
yes,
y'all
he's
feeling?
single. Okay. So for everyone out there who don't know who KI is, why don't you go ahead and give us a quick plug?
So I am KI, actor, musician, model, overall entertainer. And I've been out here for quite some time doing my thing. Just making a name for myself. You know, you might be familiar with me off of Power. Um, player. My music has been in NBA 2K, the video game. So yeah, you know, little sauce here and there.
And what else?
Mm,
Wasn't there a movie?
Oh yeah.
Come on now, kid.
Oh yeah.
I was about to say it, you know what
How
I'm
could I forget?
How could you
Yeah.
forget the movie?
Moses the Black came out at theaters January 30th. We will be digital, available everywhere. Amazon Prime, Apple, digital for purchase and rent on March 13th. That's starring Omar Epps, Wiz Khalifa, Quavo of the Migos, Corey Hendricks, myself, Amar Ferguson, executive produced by 50 Cent, directed by Yelena Popovich. So yeah, that's a dope movie, a spiritual story, spiritual coming of, you know, a man who was lost in the dark, and he's awakened after he gets out of jail, gets out of prison, and Saint Moses the Black comes to him and kind of guides him along his spiritual path to redemption. So that's what that story is about. Very, very great message behind that.
I can't wait to see it.
And it's based on the West Side of Chicago.
Is it?
Yeah, it's
Okay,
it's a spiritual
Teresa.
story tied in with the West Side.
See, I knew Teresa was she probably was on the west side, the extra, like he's me.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Yeah,
doing big
He
things.
ain't forgot.
Yeah.
He a great guy. I asked him for $10 early for gas. He gave me $1,000. That's what I'm talking about.
Word. So look, his skin is glowing and he's generous, ladies. And yes, single. All right. What? I got him up here blushing. I wish I could see it. I'm like, get it close up. What projects do you have kind of that you're working on?
So right now, I kind of been just tapped into the community, doing things with the youth. While though I got some pictures lined up. So in the meantime, until those are set in stone, I can't speak on the names and what exactly those are. But it's a film trilogy and also a television series that's in the pitching process right now. And I also got a movie named The Blue Lounge with these two gentlemen here.
Mm-hmm.
That should be out this year as well.
I can't wait for you all to tell us more about the Blue Lounge, because on the show that you all were on, the Twins, you all talked about the Blue Lounge. And you mentioned it, and I gave you a shout out, and you did not watch that show because I
How you
know. Because I know you, Ki. Because
How
I
you
know if you
know?
had watched it, you'd have been like, "Oh, you gave me a shout out." I was like, "Oh, okay, we doing that," but that's okay. I got you on the show, locked and loaded from now on. So you mentioned youth.
Mhm.
What's this you got? What you got on here?
Yeah,
What you got on? Why don't you go closer? I need you to go closer really quick and give
need
a
me a
shout out to what you're wearing.
Okay, she want me to do rap video. She's trying to take advantage of me because I'm a rapper. Yeah, I got the young good brother K Chevelle. He actually gifted me this hoodie my first time on the VANNguard show, which was about 2 weeks ago. He gifted me this hoodie. I met the young brother. He only 19, doing amazing things, got his own clothing line, and it's fly. So I wore it. You know what I'm saying? If it wasn't, I wouldn't have. I told him that I love this brand, and he just getting started. So, man, great things from that young brother. I'll be supporting his brand for as long as he got it going. And yeah, man. And man, actually, let me.
Right, what you doing? You got the.
It's hot.
It's getting hot in here. Okay, I'm not gonna finish that.
I think there's a Christian show, right?
It's a spiritual show.
Let me get the
I
hub.
never
Let me.
said.
I can see the hub. Dang.
There you go.
You got-
I mean, because you a model, so model it, right? I'm just
Yeah.
saying. Look, yes, don't turn the other way. Turn the other way so they can
Well,
see
they
the
gotta
face.
see the
They gotta
back
see the
and they saw the front.
now
already.
do the yeah. There you go. I'm like the creative director up in this joint. Yes, yes, the girly love me. Okay, so shout out to Keontae. Shout out to Rakita. I appreciate it and I love you all. You know, Keontae, I'm always gonna support you. 100 grand. I'm so proud of the young man you've become, and keep up the good work. I got you. All right, the twins, Corey and Chris. Come on, y'all, step up over here so people can see you.
It's really Chris and Corey, but you can.
No, I said Corey and Chris. Look, I said Corey and Chris. Now, which one said something is up to y'all. You know what I
He take
mean?
us 2 minutes serious. He take us 2 minutes. I was born first, so.
Oh, Lord.
Address me first.
Okay. Firstborn,
There you
secondborn.
go. There you go. Come on.
How many minutes were you born apart?
2 minutes. That's it.
Ain't that about something?
That's it.
About
That's
2 minutes. And he
But before we finish, I want to shout out to my mom and dad over there for made the salad.
oh.
I bet y'all didn't know we all got the new set of twins in the family. I will be coming over tonight for breakfast tomorrow.
Y'all play too much. Let me just say something real quick. This is why you gotta be careful who you invite on your show and let in your house, because they gonna come and try to eat up my food, and now they adopted my family.
We did.
Okay,
Mhm.
that's a whole problem. That's okay, because I'll be over there for breakfast.
We just want to shout you out for having this Cookie Lions outfit on today.
Oh, you like it?
It look good. It look good. I like it. You got the accessories going.
You like this?
Yeah.
Baby, I
When I
tried.
walked in, I'm like, man,
Was you like, who was that? Because it's the finale.
You know,
I'm gonna be back to my chucks on the tomorrow, so don't worry about it. I'll be back to my chucks, your hoodie or something. You know what I mean? Well, I thought it'd be kind of cute because it's the
It
finale.
look good. It look good. You did your thing.
Okay, y'all.
You pulled it off.
All right, I'm done. I can't model
Like
like,
KI, right? Like
KI,
KI.
you know what I'm saying? So what you all been up to since you've been on the show?
I mean, Ki just had this long list, so I know honestly, like you said, the movie The Blue Lounge, we was definitely core background. I'm not ashamed to say it, but we got a chance to watch really what you call it, like it was definitely a masterclass watching Ki do his thing on the show Power. So a lot of people don't know, Ki and I met first on the set of Power. At the time we met, he actually had a back and forth for him and Joseph, who plays Tommy on the show. And I think I was a stand-in at the time. I was
at the
when we was in the
basement joint.
No, that wasn't the first time. No, that was the first time I met you. That was when you
Right.
You get them mixed up with the twins?
Yeah.
See, it's not just me.
So I was a stand-in at the time, but in between takes, me and Ki was standing off to the side talking, and I just picking his brain or whatever. And then I seen him have a intense back and forth with him and Joseph. They was going back and forth. It was in the show, of course, but every time he delivered the line, it was like a different. You had a different outlook on it. So we exchanged information, and then. And I came on set. Yeah, Chris came on set for another scene. I think it was pretty powerful. We was coming in, and if you watch the series, you watch the show, came in the basement, and he was pretty much telling Isaac, who plays Diamond on the show, that he's upset with him. We gonna say that he's upset with the group or whatnot. And in between takes, I was just watching him, and it was like not really like trying to be like, man, I'm a fan, but I just was watching him do what he does, and he really was making. I don't know. It was something to watch, And so I just started talking to him, but he's an actual method actor. So I didn't really want to get in his crab. I didn't really want to mess him up. But I feel like God put people in your life for a reason. Because later that we was talking, then we end up meeting on the set of Blue Lounge, and we had a Zoom meeting. And we used to do the lines on the Zoom meeting, and I'm still not knowing that this is the Ki we was just on. Because people wasn't putting their cameras on. You do a Zoom, you don't have to put your camera on. You just deliver your lines. So not until we came on set, I'm like, oh, this my boy Ki, and then we just got close. And then ever since then, we've been locked in. So he'd give us tips, and we gratefully take him because he's, like I said, if he win, we win. I'm never the person to be like, oh man, I want to be where he at. I find joy in seeing him do his thing. So even if you seen the show on Power, when we came. We always took a picture. Me, Corey, Ki. I'm always on the left side, of Corey on the right side, and that's how we came down in the basement. And we had to approach the opposition. And ever since then, we just been watching him grow. And God got a place for him, so he's going somewhere. And like I said, the Blue Lounge is something we doing. It should be out coming up, hopefully this year. Yeah, hopefully this year. But push it back. But like I said, we really we had to brag on Ki though. You know what I mean? That's what we gonna do that.
I think we're going to brag on everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to brag on everybody because you all are doing great things and have done great things.
Appreciate that.
And you all have such a big heart. and such a loving spirit. You do.
appreciate it.
I mean, that when I met you all, I was like, I love them. Like, I love, and it's not because you came with gifts, but yeah, that
Yeah,
helps.
yeah.
But like, but seriously, you all are designers, right?
Mhm.
You, what else you do? Is it music?
No, that's
It's
KI.
KI. It's KI Lane.
That's KI.
Okay.
No, so we
what else you guys do?
we actually are designers. We
We have a
own
YouTube page.
YouTube page. We own vending machines. What else we do? We
You
act
just
as
did
well.
like a Valentine's Day event or something.
Oh, so that was on our
They
stream.
being modest, they're streamers.
Ah,
They avoiding that word. They're
see, there we
streamers.
See, I don't
go.
like to put myself in the box. If I had to say what I am, I think I'm like really multifaceted. So I don't want to put myself in that box.
I like
But
that.
I
But
think
we stream. We have it stream, and we
Yeah.
just trying to really
KI
like,
coming on stream too. So
yeah, we're gonna do what is it? Cooking? No. It's just an interview. KI gonna come on. You know, he does music, so he getting ready to, he gonna play some music on there. We just gonna really hang out.
it's gonna be a vibe. Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, the Valentine thing you talking about is we figured out to come up with something because
It really wasn't Valentine's Day.
it was
So
more,
what's it? Tell me.
more appreciation of women,
Yeah.
and we just wanted
Don't do that.
a lot of
Don't do
women.
that.
No,
Don't do that.
you know, a lot of women didn't have Valentine's, so we just gonna.
So y'all were the Valentines?
No,
No,
we
no.
was just showing the women. We was
Oh,
just showing
because
the
you're
women a good time.
single.
God is good.
All the time. All the time.
God is good.
All the time.
God is good.
So you had a Valentine's Day event for the single
And we just wanted to
women.
hand
It was
out roses.
pre-Valentine.
Pre-Valentine.
We had dinner
We
catered
got
for them.
cater for them and everything. We set up. So all
We
that
streamed
when
it,
we set it up, we streamed it. But all the things we did when we set up the table, we actually did that ourselves. So our mother was like, "Y'all need to do this all the time." And then like,
My cousin Mika, she was the cook, so she has a catering company. Shout out to her. She did the cooking, but we just wanted to really just show women a good time and just show them that you shouldn't just only be appreciated on Valentine's Day.
yeah, that's what
It
it's
should
basically
be
about.
every day,
It
and
should
your
be.
girlfriends, I'm sure, appreciate that.
God is good.
That's amazing. That's
God is good.
amazing.
God is good.
Look, God is good all the time, but
All
I'm
the
gonna get it.
time.
I promise you all, ladies, I'm gonna get it. And when I find out, I'm just gonna put it out there on social
Yeah,
media.
you do that. You do
That's
that.
all, because they ain't gonna
TMZ.
say it right now. But I got you. I got you. So we have Ki that's taking headshots. And because he's
Headshots.
single and he put that out there
Headshots and small descriptions.
and
Yeah.
small descriptions and bios.
That's small description.
So tell me, what's next for the twins? What should we be looking forward to?
Just keep learning, keep growing. Honestly, I'm just gonna go where God got me going. I'm not trying to plan anything anymore because sometimes we were just talking earlier. Sometimes you get word from somebody and then you get let down. So it's like I'm tired of this. So really, I'm just going with it. Like I got me and my brother. We talked to Cal. Like this is brotherhood. Honestly, like when we met, it's like we've been locked in since day one. So
What I tell you, Carol, when we was on set at the Blue Lounge. So it's crazy. We was on set and we happened to shoot an exterior scene, and there was a jet that flew by. So right before the scene, I'm standing there just looking at and my brother's like, "What's wrong with you?" I'm like, "Man, we gonna be on that jet." And Carol's like, "Man, you always manifesting." It's like I feel like we always do, but I think I feel like this year really is like for us. I can say that because we all close. So I
we
know
always tap in. K's
Yeah.
super busy, and so when he gets in the mode of just wanna
Taking headshots.
he'll lay back. And so I know just give him.
Tell them.
No, but Ki he like we were talking. He like, man, to center himself, he does fasting. So I know sometimes I check in with my boy, but I let him be because he has to. He was doing a lot with the Moses the Black. I know he was running around, so that's why we just give him his space though. But it's never a thing like he trying to push you off or nothing. And that's what I'm learning about Ki. We was at Robert Townsend thing. We was all together, and I think our bond just grew deeper with
He just flexed on y'all real quick. He ain't had to do that.
Robert Townsend.
Yeah, he ain't had to do that.
It's okay to drop them names. Go ahead. That's all good. So, but you mentioned center. How do you all center yourselves?
So I'm be honest. Currently, I mean, we've always grown up in church, right? But I think when we were coming up, it was more of a
Performative.
I think not necessarily performative. I just think it was more of a thing where growing up with our mother, she would tell us like you got to come to church. It was almost like you had to come. What happened? Something happened. All right, keep going.
Keep going.
So
I'm multitasking.
no, it was more of a we had to when we was younger, you go to church, it was because you couldn't stay home by yourself, that type of thing. So I enjoyed it when we was younger, but you really wasn't getting the full because when you're young, you don't get baptized, you get what, Christian or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Basically, you're saying you don't get your own relationship with God until you're older.
Until I got older.
He's
So
long-winded, that's all.
yeah, so I guess now, see, that's that 2 minutes. That's that 2 minutes. That's that 2 minutes. But now I guess it would be more of a like I said, outside of going to church and praying and have my own relationship with God, I think he said having this brotherhood, like it's stuff that I'm learning from KI that I could apply to my life. It's stuff that I learned from my brother, even to this day, that I can apply to my life. So that's how one way I get centered.
I love it. And you said that's that 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Yeah, definitely.
Y'all on a trip. Okay, listen. We are on our way about to close out. But before we close out, I want each one of you to tell me, what do you want the audience to remember about you? Hear that popping?
It's a party over there.
It's the champagne.
Hey,
So-
that was at the right time.
Right, that was.
Perfect.
Pull up? No. I'll let you go.
Y'all go
Yeah,
first.
Wait, what
2
you
minutes? Go ahead. You older, so go
Right.
ahead.
You said, what was your question again?
Oh my goodness. I
What you
love
want the
y'all.
audience to remember about you?
Yeah.
Shout out to, you already know.
What answer the question?
Go ahead, Chris.
What do I want the audience to know about me?
Yes. What do you want them to remember about you?
Man, that's a good question, but if I feel like if I just want to give you a simple answer, I probably want the audience to know that I'm a learner, right? And so I always try to be better than who I was the day before. And so I leave in my heart. So I'm somebody like that. Somebody that I want you to remember that I'm always going to be genuine and I'm going to keep learning every day.
I love that.
I guess for me, I think one thing that I probably want them to understand about me is this year for me is my year of resurrection. And I say that because it's been times that I went through things and I might have got overlooked or whatnot, but I never let that hold me down. So I think one of the things I want people to know that I'm not giving up on anything.
I like that. Sheer determination.
Mhm.
Right.
Come on.
Okay. So what I would like people to remember me by is, whenever you think about me, remember to follow your purpose in life. You know what I'm saying? Just find whatever that is for you. Go with inside of yourself and find what that is and follow it. Because we only got a limited amount of time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So don't waste it doing things that have nothing to do with your purpose in life. You feel me?
I
And
feel you.
that's good. You feel me?
What
No,
else you got?
because-
Yeah.
I did, because you asked what they had coming up next. They didn't mention that they already said our string, but they also have another string that they doing with.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Why you guys being honest?
The
You're right.
Hoskins.
Kylie Spratty, she's on
She's
the star
the Upshaws.
the Upshaws. So we're
Mhm.
gonna be doing the Hot Ones challenge, and so I want to shout her out for even doing this with us. So definitely big up to her. But if you see it on our social sites, you'll see it's coming up. I want to say in the next couple of days we're gonna be doing that. So
Mhm.
that's something that we're gonna stream and also put on our YouTube channel.
I love that. And so why don't you tell everyone where they can find you at?
I mean, my YouTube channel, right? It's crazy, but it's called the Griffin Twins with 2 Z's. It's at the epicenter, the Griffin Twins with 2 Z's at the end. But you can just look us up on Instagram.
On Instagram.
Firstborn 220 220. Secondborn, what is it? 2ND.
Yeah, 2 in.
Born 220. And well, it's gonna be in the link, right? In your bio.
But you always want to let people
All right,
know,
well,
right?
yeah, firstborn 220, secondborn 220. And then my boy KI.
Yeah, right after y'all remember to follow your purpose, follow me at KAY.
That's a purpose. That's a purpose.
KAYEYE3RD. That's my Instagram, my Twitter, and then YouTube. It's just KI. All of my music and everything. SoundCloud, YouTube, Apple Music. That's all just KI.
And we follow back too. So don't be like that. We
Indeed.
definitely follow back.
All right, y'all heard it here. They follow back and praise the Lord, saints, on their relationship
Won't he do
status.
it? Won't he do it?
And again, we
Yeah,
already know
shots.
what KI is doing. So we're about to wrap up our official first season of the VANNguard Show. I want to thank everybody who has been on the VANNguard Show. If I didn't mention your name, please charge it to my mind and not my heart. I appreciate you all. I love you all. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Tomorrow we have Deborah Vines, CEO of The Answer Inc., and she will be on the show. And without further ado, we are going to have our champagne toast. And I want to bless all of my guests with a VANNguard shirt that I want them to wear. And I want you to take a picture of it and then put it on social media. All right.
Shout
Come
out
on,
to
you
you
all.
too. Shout out to you for
even
having us on here.
syndicated show that's coming soon.
Oh, I received that in
You know?
Jesus' name.
You know?
Hey,
Let's
You gotta
go.
be bigger than Oprah out here.
Okay.
You get a car. You get a car.
And you get a car. You get a house. You talk about right. You get a
There you go, Mama. You know what it is.
Come on
Mama.
up here, y'all. Let's go and toast. And I want y'all to have your shirts.
We appreciate it.
You're welcome.
I've made up my mind that it's my time to press on towards the mark that God has.